Gravity is affected by what? Size or mass, and proximity or distance, matter and distance, mass and newtons, or size and magnets. If Mrs. Toomey drops an empty water bottle and a full water bottle on Earth, why do they land at the same time? They do not. Newtons, gravity pulls harder on heavier objects, or gravity pulls on both objects the same. True or false, the moon has a greater gravitational pull on the Earth. True or false, opposite poles of a magnet attract one another. How many poles does a magnet have? 1, 2, 3, or 4? When two magnets attract, they push apart, get colder, change color, or pull together. When two magnets repel, they change color, push apart, pull together, or get colder. What can you make visible by sprinkling iron filings around a magnet? The areas called domains, the magnetic forces, the magnetic field lines, or the north and south poles. This is an example of magnets attracting or repelling each other. The force of magnetism is stronger when magnets are cold, round, farther apart, or closer together. Surrounding every magnet is a magnetic field, another magnet, an electrical current. Which of the following will have an attraction to each other? Choice A, which is south-south, or choice B, which is north-south. What are the two types of magnets? Temporary and electromagnet, temporary and permanent, permanent and electromagnet, or refrigerator and electromagnets? What are magnets attracted to? Gold, silver, or iron, cobalt, iron, and nickel, or gold, copper, and iron? What could increase the strength of an electromagnet? Increasing the amount of current flowing through the wire, inserting a wooden core inside a coil, changing direction of the current, or decreasing the number of coils of wire. If you wrap more coils around an electromagnet, it will become brighter, weaker, invisible, or stronger. What part of an atom is responsible for magnetism? Protons, neutrons, or electrons? Juan is sitting at the top of the slide, about to slide down. What form or forms of energy are most relevant to his position? Kinetic energy only? Potential energy only? Both potential and kinetic energy? Or neither, kinetic or potential energy? A riverbed slopes steeply down a hill. Which statement best explains the water's potential energy at the top and the bottom, all else being equal? Option A, the potential energy of the water at the top of the hill will be less than at the bottom because the water is at the top is higher in Earth's gravitational field. Option B, the potential energy of the water at the top of the hill will be greater than the potential energy at the bottom because the water at the top is higher in Earth's gravitational field. Option 3, the potential energy of the water at the top of the hill will be less because the water at the bottom is higher in Earth's gravitational field. And option D, the potential energy of the water at the top of the hill will be greater than the potential energy at the bottom because the water is higher in Earth's gravitational field. Potential and kinetic energy are important to a roller coaster experience. At which point in the track do the cars have the most kinetic energy? At the top of the loop, the top of the small hill, bottom of the big hill, on the downhill slope of the first hill. The pot of water has started boiling. What type of energy transformation takes place when this happens? Kinetic energy is transferring to heat energy. Heat energy is transferring to kinetic energy. Potential is transforming to heat energy, or kinetic energy is transferred to potential energy. In a baseball game, the batter swings the bat at a ball. A loud crack rings out, and the ball soars into right field. What happened to the kinetic energy of the bat? Option A, all of the bat's kinetic energy was either transferred to the ball or remained in the bat. The bat's kinetic energy increased as the batter brought it back and swung it forward. Some of the kinetic energy was transferred to the ball, and some was transferred to the batter when he began to run. Or some of the kinetic energy was transferred to the ball, and some was transferred to the air particles as sound waves. A study measured the speed of baseballs hit under varying conditions. In Experiment 1, the speed of the bat and speed of the pitch were kept constant. In Experiment 2, the weight was kept constant and the speed was changed. The results are shown below. What kind of or kinds of energy were studied in this investigation? Kinetic energy only, thermal energy only, potential energy only, or both potential and kinetic? A student comments on the first experiment saying, the batter uses more energy to swing a heavier bat than a lighter bat. That's the reason why the ball speed from the heavier bat was faster. Which best describes if the student's reasoning makes sense? Option A, yes, it makes sense because the student is using the principle of conservation of energy. No, it does not make sense because they are ignoring the principle of conservation of energy. Yes, it makes sense because the student isn't using the fact that potential can be transformed into kinetic. Or no, because the student is ignoring the fact that potential can be transformed into kinetic. Drawing on the data from the investigation, which would produce the greatest baseball speed, assuming everything else stayed constant? A bat of 425 grams and a swing of 32 kilometers per hour. A bat of 42.5 grams and a swing of 64 kilometers per hour. A bat of 709 grams and a bat swing of 32 kilometers per hour. Or a bat of 709 grams and a bat swing of 64 kilometers per hour.